Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Travel God of Extreme and 18-time Unified Heavyweight Extreme Champion of the World, Peter Joseph here, for a Thursday night video. And it's Thursday night, you know what that means. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. But it's Thursday night, you know what that means. We got TNA Impact Wrestling coming up in a little bit. Should be a pretty good show. The go-home show before this Saturday night's Rebellion pay-per-view. Also, Ring of Honor is on now, if you want to watch that, at its new time of 8 o'clock. I think it's on Comet. I heard rumors it was going to be on Comet tonight, but if you don't have Comet, you can watch it on, Ring of Honor Wrestling.com if you have Honor Club. So, Ring of Honor is back tonight after a 1-week hiatus because it wasn't on last week for some odd reason. But we're back with that. So, lots of action tonight. But really, TNA Impact Wrestling coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on that great station of AMC. So, get that. So, we're going to watch that in a little bit. But thank you all for watching this particular video on your Thursday night, April the 9th, 2026, right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos in the past, now, and in the future, Conan, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will beat you severely and then eat your soul and then laugh at you. All in one fell swoop. So, don't do it. Go to your dead channel that nobody really gives two fucks about and do it there. Or just don't do it at all and just go fuck yourself. But some people just have an obsession or condition, if you will. Because it's too hard to get off my channel and just get out of my life. Because you love me so much. I mean, there's only so much I can give. To give it all to your moms and girlfriends. Oh, yeah. So cry about it, little bitches. And that's that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the video. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications, don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're SOL. We all know what that means by now. And that's that. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. Grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You suck. Well, that's that. Alright, we're getting near the 3-quarter mark on our road to 1,200 subscribers. So, hopefully we'll hit that by next month, by Memorial Day, or at least get close to it. But we're getting on that road, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hit 1,200. I think by the end of the year, we'll get close to about 1,300, maybe 1,400. I think we'll hit 1,500. Maybe by early next year. But we'll see what happens with that. But hit the subscribe button on this channel. Show my other channels your love and support as well. And tell the other people that don't like it, they can go fuck themselves. Because they can't beat us. They can't do shit. Because they're all jealous little bitches with tiny little cocks. That's what it is. But it is what it is. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on your Thursday night, hope you had a great Thursday. Still a little cold here in the Northeast. Not that cold today, but warming up nicely this weekend. Gonna be in the 70s. And then next week, we're gonna get close to 90. Love it. With no rain, no humidity, straight 82 to 86. And then kind of goes down by next weekend, by Mania weekend, back down to around 60, which isn't bad. So have a little taste, a little bitty taste of that summer weather. You gotta love it. But can't wait for that. I am dying to get a 90-degree day so I can go to the beach, and then go to the beach for a little bit because I think the beaches will be open pretty soon. It's getting close to mid-April. By May, beaches will not be open. People will go there, but not officially open, per se. But until Memorial Day weekend, that's when really the beaches will be fully open So all those ladies with the thong bikinis and their titties pumping out, you gotta love it, you know. But that's going to be coming up soon. People going to the amusement parks right now because they're open now. And throughout the summer into the fall. So it's going to be a great time to be alive in the United States of America and wherever else you may live. But unless you're living in Australia, because you live now, it's early fall and the winter is coming, so those kangaroos will be, hiding. I don't know if it ever snows in Australia. If it does, I mean, sucks to be you guys, mates, right? But whatever it is. But yeah, we're getting into spring, and pretty soon, 2 months from now, it'll be summer. So we're getting a little taste of it next week. So that's nice. When we get that. But anyway, I hope you had a great day, and if not, sucks to be you. I had a pretty earlier this morning, I was puking out my guts. I don't know if I ate something bad or just had a really bad tummy ache. Could be the weather. Change the weather sometimes messes up your head and everything. But I was puking my guts out like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And then finally went to bed like around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Try to get at least some rest because I took the day off of work today because I was sick. Not that I had to do anything, but, took the day off. So, you know what? I'm just going to take the day off, go back to work tomorrow. I got a busy day tomorrow and Saturday. So I just take the day off. And then, pretty much stayed in bed for a little bit and went back to sleep, got up about 1 o'clock. And then had some light breakfast and then had some soup earlier. Might have a medium-sized dinner. I got the chicken parm and pasta waiting with my cousin. We're gonna talk about him in a minute. With that, so I'm gonna have a little not a big dinner per se. I'm gonna have a medium-sized regular dinner with the missus, of course, and then I'm gonna watch some TNA wrestling, maybe watch a movie, and then go to bed because I do have an early day tomorrow to get some work done. I do have to go to the bank because I get paid tomorrow, so that's nice. And then pretty much got the rest of Friday to chill. Gonna watch SmackDown Friday night. And then Saturday, got the weekend. And then we got TNA Rebellion and AEW Dynasty. So we got a lot of wrestling to watch this weekend. So don't miss it. So please hit that bell. Like now. Now. Everything I'm telling you right now to do, I'm saying it right now. What happened to then? You missed it, you fucker. Well, Peter, when will it be now? Soon. Soon, little one. Soon. But not now. Soon. Alright, so we got all that. And a bag of chips. So, lots of things going on. And I hope you hit that bell. Because I'll be here for Mania Week and weekend. And pretty much through the next few months. And that's pretty much it. If you don't like it, tough shit. Let me move on with that. So grab your KC cold one, and let's get ready to watch Impact Wrestling in a little bit. But right now, it is time for your quick NXT Thoughts. You understand? Thoughts. From this past Tuesday, April the 7th, 2026. The Aftermath show from Stunned to the Post and Deliver. Which is a great show. We got new champions in my cousin Tony D'Angelo and Loda Faisese. And we are rolling on to our actual next event, which is this Tuesday and the following Tuesday, the first ever NXT Revenge event. So, taking a little page out of WCW's book, with the WCW NWO Revenge, probably one of the best games ever, next to, I think that is the best game. NXT NWO Revenge, or what was the other game? Mayhem? Or Thunder, or whatever it was. The one on the N64 that we all know and love. That's the one. The greatest one on that fucking platform. I religiously play that game. Me and my buddy Greg, we kicked some ass on that game. We never lost the tag titles. After we won them, we never lost. But I was a champ for many months in that game. And I don't play a lot of wrestling games now. I mean, the last game I actually played was, last year's 2K25. I don't even want 2K26, to be honest with you, but, but it is what it is. And even in 2K25, Roman was my champ. I was the WWE champ. And then the Usos are the tag team champions, the unified tag team champions, basically. And then I had my girl Io as the women's world champion, and I had Asuka as the WWE women's champion. And I had Kyrie as one of my managers, of course. Kyrie! But I had a nice stable, man. My stable was just obliterating people. It was just insane. Me and Roman would be tag teaming and kicking ass. I didn't even have to play in online mode against dumb fucks like you that play on PS5 and cheat. So I know you do. Playing Call of Duty and all that other, all those games. Cheating like little bitches that you are. And people like enrage mode. Fuck! I didn't even pick up the controller. I'm dead. I'm like, what? How am I dead? I didn't even pick up the controller yet. Fucking shit. But that's why I don't play Call of Duty that much anymore. I'm a Wolfenstein kind of guy. Have you played Wolfenstein? Mm-hmm. That's classic. Or Medal of Honor. That's not as great as Call of Duty. But just no. But back in my day, we played Medal of Honor. We played there's this other game, I can't remember the name of it. Used to be every time you go to the freaking internet cafe, people are playing that game. It was like the precursor to freaking Medal of Honor, or like a team move version of it, or the team move version of Call of Duty. I forgot what it was called. Strike Force, something. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. But people came in and playing that game, and then freaking rage quitting. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to do, trying to do my work and everything. When I was in, finishing up, college and everything. All that other stuff. When I had reports to do, I have all these freaking kids playing freaking Counter-Strike. That's the name of the game. I think it was called. It was Counter-Strike. People playing that game. Like, people are like, yo, he's over there. He's over there. I'm like, shut up. Better freaking think! And then downloading music on LimeWire. Oh, remember that situation? When LimeWire would fuck your computer up? Not so much when you go to the internet cafe, but at home, thankfully you don't have that anymore. Now we can't, everything's Apple Music or Spotify, and now, downloading music is easy. You don't have to use LimeWire to get your music. Just have Spotify. Or Apple Music, or you just get it from Pandora. But back in my day, we had Napster, we had LimeWire, we had all these weird fucking places you download your music from, legally and illegally. Most of the time, mine was legally because I had a radio show, so I didn't give a shit. But my show was number one on, on college radio, so I had to get the new music out. And even the bootleg shit. That was never found. Not the Metallica stuff. I didn't download that shit. Right on. Anyway, we move on. That's good times. Alright, let's get to NXT, because we gotta get out of here. But TNA's coming up. Alright, so we're back at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida, for NXT this past Tuesday. As always, our commentary team with a man with a creepy jacket, lots of candy for those kids out there. You know him, you love him. It's Vic Joseph and the man who smokes more weed than you do combined. That's Booker T, sucker! Oh yeah, man, the sick man himself. The Kool-Aid man. We have that. Alright, like I said, we got new champions and Lola Vices and my cousin Tony D. Who we start off with after a standard deliver recap. We got him, here he comes. Mike Guz, get in here, Mike Guz. That's him, my legit cousin, Tony D'Angelo, who made me and the missus, it's getting cooked. Some chicken parmesan and pasta. We only had to pay $2. If you want it, well, you're gonna have to call my cousin up, but he's gonna charge you more than that. He's gonna charge you $12.50. Fuckers. And we get that. So we're gonna have that with some. We got some chicken parm. We got some vino. We got some, got some good stuff, man. But I don't have to pay my cousin a lot for my muffler. So, because he got, I got a guy. You got a guy. You wish you had a guy. I got a guy. I got my cuz. He's got some good cooks, even though Giuseppe's making it today. Fucker. If I had Salvatore over there, Sal makes me a great fucking meatball parmesan hero. So good. We get the best vino in the world, and Rosa gets woohoo. You know what happens after you get woohoo? You get the woohoo sex, which is the best sex in the world, as we all know. I haven't said that in a while. But, it is what it is. So anyway, my cuz, Tony D, comes out, gets things going, says the fans have been with him since the very beginning. I've been there since day one. Because, I'm Italian. Italians follow, we follow everybody around. We're cousins, we're family. La familia, you know what I mean. He's the Don. I'm just his cousin. But anyway, he's gone from a boy to a man to a Don, and now he is the only, I don't know if this is true, but the only Grand Slam champion in NXT history. Meaning, he won the North American title, the tag team titles, he won it with Stax Mahomes, and he won the North American title. So, technically, he is the only Grand Slam champion, but what about Johnny Gargano? I guess we forgot! No, I don't mean you. I didn't forget. I'm just saying, WWE historians forget that Johnny Gargano was the first guy to do it, but you, modern times, you are the first. Okay? You get it? Good. Just go whack the WWE historians then, okay? Go send, whatever, over there. Go send your friends over there to beat the crap out of those idiot historians that don't know wrestling. Whack-a-mole. That's what we're gonna do with those idiots. But anyways, we're gonna acknowledge my cousin as the only Grand Slam champion in NXT history, even though it's really Johnny Gargano. But we'll go there. And some of the decisions he's made over the last few years haven't been the best. But there isn't a man around here that can take the title from him. Well, this guy comes out, say his name, and he appears. That bitch named Joe Hendry, the former champ. He agrees that Tony was the better man. Well, at least you admit it. But that was just one night. Though if it was one-on-one, probably wouldn't have been different. Yeah, right. Anyway, because you would have probably cheated like a little bitch. So anyway, so he says that, and then all Ethan Page comes out, blames absolute Ricky Starks for his loss. That brings out Ricky, says the same thing. Tony's like, alright, you three bitches, you want to fight me so bad? Let's do it. Let's go at it right now. But then, the lights go out. Dark State, oh, these bitches come out. Those fucking bitches. Even Cutler James appeared. What hole did he come out of? So we have a big old brawl in that very ring. We go to break with them still fighting. And we come out of the break. Robbie E. makes an 8-man tag team match, player. You knew that was coming. I was thinking, yep, that's probably the end of the show, the main event. Well, actually, he said it's going to start at the 9 o'clock hour. Alright, so we got that. So, first segment out of the gate, 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on NXT. Alright, then we get to our first official match of the night. The resident surfer girl, So Ruka, who somehow defeated Delta in that little grudge match. She takes on Izzy Dame. They had a little talk at Stand Deliver as well. Nico and Sean Spears of the Cuckling at ringside. Pretty decent. We're getting near the end of the match. They go to the outside after Soruka knocks Izzy to the outside. Goes for a moonsault. Miss, landed on her feet, but then gets speared out of her boots by Delta. Where did she come from? I have no idea. And then she sends Soruka back in, and it looked like Soruka just like no-sold it. How do you no-sold that? Anyway, she rolls in, gets right up, boom, kick to the face, Dame over by Izzy Dame, Boogie Hogan 2.0, brother. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That was it. Bing, bang, boom. Izzy Dame upsets Soruka thanks to Delta. So that situation continues because we're probably going to have a rematch. Probably at Revenge, this new not pay-per-view per se, but new event that's starting on Tuesday. A 2-week event. And it's called NXT Revenge. Kind of take a little play from WCW. You know, WCW NWO Revenge on the N64. Probably one of the best games ever. I'm just saying. Not like WWE, you know, SmackDown vs. Raw, but back in my day, during the 90s, that's all we were playing. We were all playing that before SmackDown vs. Raw 1 came out. I know WCW Thunder was there, and then the stupid PlayStation games came out. Ugh. That was horrible, by the way. Those WCW games on the PlayStation 1, garbage. I still have them, which is sad. I still have some of the old school SmackDown vs. Raw games. I don't have, I have SmackDown vs. Raw, or SmackDown Just Bring It. Not the one before that, or Here Comes the Pain. I don't have that one. I have Just Bring It. But, that's a good game. That's probably one of the best SmackDown vs. Raw games in that series. And then you have the WWE 2K games that came out after that, which were good. I think most of those games, up until, I think, 13, the really glitchy one, bad. I didn't buy one until, I stopped buying them, and then I bought 2K22, it was 2K21 or 22, the really good one. Then I got 24, I got 25, and I just stopped, because I'm not a big freaking sports game guy. You know, yeah, I'll play, Madden here and there. I'll buy the MLB The Show 26 or whatever. I'll play them once in a while. But me, I'm like a Resident Evil kind of guy. Final Fantasy. I'll occasionally play like Wolfenstein. I don't play much of Call of Duty. I have played Medal of Honor a long time ago. But, mainly I don't play those kind of games. Call of Duty or... I do play Gears of War here every once in a while, but, those shoot-em-up games. But I'm like a JRPG kind of guy. Final Fantasy, Black Myth Wukong, Ghost of Yotei, stuff like that. That's the games I like. Strategy RPG games. Love it. I constantly can't get enough of them. RE9, RE9 is, a top contender for Game of the Year this year. I know there's a lot of games coming out. It's only April, so we got more great games coming out. But if RE9 does not win Game of the Year this year, I'll be a little bit... I won't be too surprised, but there's just more great games coming out later this summer, and the fall is going to be amazing. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But RE9 is... You can't put it down. You cannot put that game down. There better be some DLC coming out for it. But we'll see. We'll see. There might be some extra things coming out for it. If you haven't beat it yet, oh, you suck then. Those that even beat it. She's not a great video gamer. She beat it on normal level. She's starting in harder level. She's not doing so good there, but even Rosa, a non-gamer, beat Resident Evil 9. It didn't even take her that long. It took like 2 weeks to finish. And I didn't even have to give her tips. I'm just sitting back, letting her do her thing. There's a couple of puzzles she didn't know. I'm like, oh, you do this, this, and this, and this. Simple. Why do you need my help? Do it yourself. She whipped fucking Victor Gideon's ass. Not even used a heel. Kicked his ass. You didn't even have to use a fucking healing item. You just used freaking whatever gun she had. enhanced, too. So, and even a non-gamer like Rose can beat Resident Evil 9. I mean, seriously. If you haven't beat that game, there's something wrong with you. But I digress. Alright, so Izzy Dane beats Soul Ruka thanks to Delta in a little over 10.5 minutes, and that's that. Alright, we go to the back. We have the Vanity Project. Brett Baylor and Vicky Smokes, the tag team champions, as they defended the belts against Los Americanos, Rey and Bravo. They won successfully. They retained. And Jackson Drake, they're all there in Robbie E's office. Blake Monroe, oh my, who was supposed to speak with him, she comes in. They give her a fake Women's North American title belt, basically a custom belt. And then, they're mocking Tatum Paxley and everything. And then Robbie E's like, okay, you and you, or any one of you three guys, get to team up with Blake. Oh, that's a great time. And they're going to be taking on Shiloh Hill and the real NXT North American Women's Champion, and that's Tatum Paxley. So, a little mixed tag team action for that, that ass, whatever. We got that. We move on. Alright, then the injured men's speed champion, Pepe Le Pew, Idiot de Fleur, he meets up with a newbie, Dorian Van Dux, from Evolve, / WWE ID program, and we've seen him before, Eli Knight, now known as E.K. Prosper. So he tells them one of them is going to become the new speed champion, because that starts, on this show. We got the next semifinals next week, and those two guys are going to fight. And Dux is all ready to go. So is E.K. Prosper. So we're not going to see that till next week. But this week we had Lexus King of Birthmark taking on newcomer Starboy Charlie. No, not Beefsteak Charlie. Remember that restaurant from way back in the day? I'm showing my age. Beefsteak Charlie's. Oh. Good food. Right on the corner from where I used to live. Not here, obviously, but where I used to live with my parents. Right around the corner. You could smell the fucking steak from around the corner from my house. From my parents' house. It was insane. Step out the door. Oh! Beef! And we went there religiously. Not every freaking day, but a couple times a month we went. I used to get, me being a little bambino, a little hoaxer dude, get the Charlie burger with some fries. Then you go into this other, go to the middle of the restaurant, arcade, playing Double Dragon, stuff like that. Oh, that was a game. Remember when Double Dragon was a freaking arcade game? That was the shit! Back in the day. I would, waste quarters playing Double Dragon 2. Not Double Dragon 1 and 2 back in the day. That was the late 80s, early 90s era. Before I even had a Nintendo. Well, kind of when I did have a Nintendo, but back in the day with the 16-bit 16-bit Nintendo. I didn't even get Super Nintendo. I went straight to PlayStation. Got the PlayStation 1 when it came out, PlayStation 2 when it came out, PlayStation 3 a couple months after it came out, because it was very pricey, very expensive. When that went down, got that. PlayStation 4, got that pretty much when it came out. Not the high price. I got it when it went down to like $499. Got that. Got the PS5 when that went down in price at $399. So I'm good. The PS6 is gonna come out, I think, in a year or two. I think it's coming out in 28 or 29. So save up for the PS6 or the next Nintendo and the next Xbox. I have Xbox 360, but I don't play it. Rose mostly plays it once in a while. She likes to play Halo. That's her thing, she plays Halo. Not Rio, but Halo. Halo! Anyway, we move on. Alright, so we're gonna get a new speed champion. Right now it's Mr. Vacant. That guy gets around. We move on. Speaking of beef, we got Kiana Carver taking on the Pasta, Jasper Troy, and Josh Briggs. triple threat match. This was big beefy men slapping the fuck out of each other. You gotta love that. Getting to the end, Briggs goes to Pastor Jasper Troy over the top for a big old crash, leaving Briggs to kick Keanu Carver right in the face. And then bounce! Period. Sends the Pastor to the floor. And then another one puts Josh Briggs down. And then Keanu picks him up. Dixie's Goldberg! Jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. Keanu Carver gets the win in just under 13 minutes. Good match. And that's pretty much it. And then, I don't think there was any reaction with him and Booker T. I didn't really see much of it, but Booker T wasn't happy. Let's say that. Oh, come on! I'll get that. Alright, then we get to my boy Shiloh Hill and the Women's North American Women's Champion Tatum Paxley. They're ready for the mixed tag team match. They talk about raccoons. Rocky Raccoon? No.
Hey, Bullwinkle!
Hey, Bullwinkle!
Oh, Lucky!
I did a bad Rocky impression. Sorry.
Oh, Bullwinkle!
Oh, fuck you, Rocky! That's a... Hey, hello!
Anyway, moving on. I know it's gotta get clipped. I don't give a shit. So they're ready for the tag team match. They talk about raccoons. Absolute Ricky Starks. He comes in and calls them freaks, weirdos. They don't give a shit. They're laughing up at some. I don't count it weird. They're probably banging. Who knows? Because they're always together. You notice that they're always together. Probably are banging. Speaking of banging, Jey Uso, you son of a bitch. He's legit now banging Jada Parker. They came out and Jay officially on his Instagram page said, she's mine. Or she's mine's, or something like that. So, they made it official that Jada Parker and Jey Uso are going out. But I think we've known that for months. And Jay used to be, I thought he was a married man. I guess they got divorced. Now, Jay's with Jada Parker. Yeet on that ass. Mm-hmm. Lucky guy. Should've been me. Get that. Alright, then we get to the 8-man tag team match. We got Dark State. That's Osiris Griffin. Saquon Sugars. Cutler James is back from obscurity. And Saquon Sugars. They take on Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, my cousin Tony D, and Joe Hendry. This was a wild brawl. 15 minutes exactly. Get to the end, a running Vader bomb gives Cutler James a near fall. And then Miles, so call him Ozzy Osbourne. He goes after, I forgot, Deion Lanks was in the match. We attacked him on Saturday after he retained the title. Over, I forgot who he retained over. But anyway, so he throws him into the, beats him up on the floor. And then everything breaks down. Ricky dives off the apron with a forearm to Cutler James. Joe Hendry hits a big dive to the outside as well. And then Tony D hits the forget about it Spine Buster to Saquon Sugars. But we saw Ethan Page on a blind tag. He hits Tony D in the face, you son of a bitch. Fucking Canadian. And then he hits Twisted Grin, his Twisted Grin, the Twist of Fate. Hits that, steals the pin from my cousin, and gets the win for his team. And then after the match, you bitch, Ethan Page got knocked the fuck out by my cousin. And then they're gonna fight next week for, I believe it's next week, for the NXT World Title. That's that. So, Ethan, you done fucked up! You fake Canadian. And that's that. Match was pretty good. Speaking of Jada Parker, Jada is sick of people like Kaylani Jordan after Jada beat Kaylani at Stand and Deliver. Got to a fight at the Performance Center, I think it was last week. Almost got into another one in the parking lot when they were training. Kaylani's doing a promo in her car. Jada's like, get the fuck out of here! So Jada's ready for her again, and that match is going to be next week. So, round 2, Electric Boogaloo! And we get that. Alright, move on. Alright, gotta put on AMC, because we're about 3 minutes! Did I say 3 minutes away from Impact? as we're just finishing up Expendables. What number is this? 1? I guess this is 1. I don't know what number. Who cares? Then we got that. So we're going to go into a little bit of Impact Wrestling doing this review. Alright, then we go to the Speed Title Tournament first round match, or the semifinals, first match. Lexus King and Chaz Hall, otherwise known as Starboy Charlie. And if you don't know him, look him up. 3-minute time limit, but man, Starboy Charlie put on a clinic. Didn't win, but, he gave Lexus King a run for his money, but eventually, hits the cartwheel dive, they go back in, Starboy Charlie goes for the shooting star press, Lexus King got his feet up in a really nasty crash, and then Lexus hits the coronation, 1, 2, 3, he goes to the finals where he will face Dorian Van Dux or E.K. Prosper. So, it's a pretty decent match, so it is what it is. But, great showing for my buddy Starboy Charlie. And that's that. Alright, then we're the back. My also call him Ozzy Osbourne and my cousin Tony D. They glare at each other a little bit. Then Robbie E comes in. And like I said, Tony D wants Ethan Page. That works for Tony. That works for Robbie E. So that match I think is next week or the week after for the NXT title. And then Kiana Carver shows up and him and Tony D have a little stare down. I don't like that. That's a little bit scary, My cousin just won the belt. Now he has to worry about Ethan. He's got Ricky Starks breathing down his neck. Joe Hendry has his obligated rematch, and now Timu Oba Femi, Kiana Carver's right next in line. I'm like, oh boy. I know my cousin's gonna knock each one of them off. Maybe Kiana Carver beats him. I hope not. Not for a while, but we'll see. We got that. Alright. Impact Wrestling is on the air from New Orleans, Louisiana. Santino Marella in the ring for a contract signing. Tom Phillips and Aiden English, Matthew Waywalt, as always, on the call. What are you going to do? And TNA announced those numbers are on accident. Like, what the fuck is this? Lottery numbers. They actually were dates that they're going to be, they announced for the next 8 months where they're going to be for their next events. Okay, that's nice, but you had to use lottery numbers? I mean, come on. We get that. Oh yeah, Sonya Deville and Santino in the ring. Sonya Deville looks like Cruella Deville, basically. Those puppies! Those 101 Dalmatians or 1001 Dalmatians, whatever it is. They're going back and forth, taking the mic. So we got the contract signing between the TNA World Champion Mike Santana and the number 1 contender. He's cashing in his world title briefcase at Rebellion. That's from the system, Eddie Edwards. So we're gonna have this contract signing to start the show. So. You know how contract signings go. And we got that. Alright, so anyway. Where was I going at here? So Keno Carver, with a stare down to my cousin Tony D. But he's got Ethan Page to worry about next week. And we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, then we get a little clip from the new Shawn Michaels HBK documentary. I don't know when that's coming out. The Hogan documentary comes out on Monday, brother, the Real American documentary. Please watch that. It's going to be a tearjerker. So, after Raw, I think it comes out after Raw. It comes out Monday, actually, but I don't know if it comes out after Raw. But it'll be out Monday, so whenever you want to watch that, you want to watch it before Raw, do it. If you want to do it after Raw, which I'm going to do, I'm going to watch it. I might actually review it. We'll see. We'll see. I know it's Mania week, lots of videos to be made that week, so I don't know if I can get that in. I'll try, but we'll see. We get that. I'm watching TNA now. Santino and Daria Ray, they're arguing so badly. Just fuck already. Jeez. I know Sonya Deville is not that type of lady because she's a lesbian, but, It just feels like, there's so much tension between them. I'm like, just fuck already. Get it out of your system. And I don't like you. I don't like you. Just fuck. Okay. Next thing you know, they're fucking married. Next thing, 5 months later, they're married and having kids. Yeah. Alright, the champ is here. Champ is here! The champ is here! Oh, me. Hi. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mike Santana. A real New Yorker. We got that. I'm New York, too. Brooklyn born, Brooklyn bred, and by God, brother, I'll be Brooklyn dead, like Taz would say. But he's from Red Hook. I'm not from Red Hook, obviously. Fuck. Mets were up 1-0, by the way. The Met game is on tonight. Final game of that 3-game series with the Diamondbacks. Nolan McLean was pitching pretty good, but now he gave up a run. So, Luis Robert hit a home run, his second as a Met. Made it 1-0, now it's 1-1. I think it's in the 6th inning. So, see what happens with that. Not so good news on Jorge Polanco's Achilles. He's got Achilles tendonitis. They might put him on the injured list. We got Soto on the injured list for another 2 weeks, maybe 3. Who knows? He's doing light. He's not even doing running right now. So 7th inning, by the way. I think it's 2-1 now. So we have that. Because I'm getting updates. Yeah, Diamondbacks lead 2-1 on a fielder's choice. So Mets are a half game back of Atlanta. Miami won today, so the Mets might be either one, maybe still a half game back. So Atlanta didn't play today, and then the Mets got a weekend series against the Athletics, who took 2 or 3 from the Yankees. Are you kidding me? What? And the Yankees got 1 hit today? Ha! Ha ha ha! That's sad. Losing 2 or 3 to probably one of the worst teams in baseball next to the fucking White Sox and the Rockies. Really? You lose 2 or 3 to the Athletics? God forbid the Mets get that situation. They get blown out. Seriously? The A's come in, they take 2 or 3 from the Yankees, and God forbid if they sweep the Mets. They won't, but you never know. But man, you get 1 hit? 1 stinking fucking hit? Or as Bob Uecker, the great man you used to say, Bob, we got 1 fucking hit? Well, he didn't say that, but 1 goddamn hit? You can't say goddamn on the air. Who cares? Nobody's watching. Nobody's listening to us. We suck. By God, the idiots win it! Major League's always great. Just a bit outside. Alright, we got that. Alright, let's finish this up. Alright, so we got the Shawn Michaels documentary coming up. Watch it, please. Alright, then we got that mixed tag team match. Shiloh and Tatum taking on Jackson Trick and Blake Monroe. We got the tag team champions, the Vanity Project, at ringside. They get involved. It was just, weird. We're getting to the end. Shiloh fights out of trouble. And, where was it? Yeah, gets the tag to Tatum Paxley. Blake comes in, realizing she has to be in the match because there's mixed tag rules. Then Brad Baylor and Vicky Smokes off the distraction. Shiloh hits a flippy dippity-doo. But that distraction lets Blake avoid the 450 splash. Drayton offers a distraction of his own. Then the glamour shot, that double arm DDT a la a certain guy named Mick Foley. Did you like that one, Mick? I don't know, it's very nice. Would you like a Dorito? I have some over here. Oh, you do? They're very tasty. Yeah, I know, they are. But you have a nice day. Okay, thank you, Mick. Get out of here. Anyway. They're very tasty. I have some more. See, I came prepared. Mick always like, get your Doritos. They're very tasty like Mikey. Mikey likes it, I came prepared this time. Anyway. Alright, so, Blake and Drake get the win over Tatum. My boy Shiloh got his teeth knocked out during the match. That boy can't keep his teeth in his mouth. Shit. Well, it is what it is. We get that. Alright, then Robbie E talks to Sarah Schreiber about the next 2 weeks. NXT Revenge. So, week 1, Tony D will defend against Ethan Page. Week 2, we got Delta Soruka 2 in the last woman standing match. And a whole lot more. Kaylee Armstrong is gonna debut. She came from Evolve, former Evolve Women's Champion before Kendall Gray beat her. Also, there is a rumor that my girl Nikki Blackheart might debut. Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Another one of my girls, Fallon Gray, debuted on Evolve last night, as her name got changed to Veronica Hayes. Also, Notorious Mimi debuted as Sloane Jacobs. Valentina Rossi debuted as Gianna Capri, and there was another one, I forgot her name. But, you know, some of those women on that debuted from the WWE ID program last night on Tubi or not Tubi, on Evolve, I know some of them. Because they came around my neck of the woods for indie shows. We got that. Alright, so, we'll see what happens with that. So, a lot of, WWE ID people are showing up. Somebody from Evolve. So, NXT, you know, getting some good talent coming in pretty soon. And that's that. Alright, then we're going to look back at the 8-man brawl that just happened, where Ethan stole the pin from my cousin, Tony D. We got that. Then we end the show with the new women's champion, Lola Faisese, looking good. Damn you, Poppy Priest. So she comes out with her first promo as champ. Proud to be the first Cuban-American or Cubano. Americano, Cubano, Morena. Oh, yeah, that song. So we get that. Have they signed yet? I don't think they signed a goddamn contract yet. They're still arguing. Sign the contract! Alright, moving on. Alright, so those happy to be the first Cuban-American WWE NXT Women's Champion. Thought she was ready the second she walked in the door, but reality hit her. You know, she got treated like shit because she was coming over from MMA into, you know, WWE, NXT basically. But the reality of that is she's undeniable. She knows what it means to earn something. She's the champ. But then, you knew she was coming out. JC Mahal and company, Fatal Influence, so Fallon Doko, Don Henley, and Lenny Reed. They come out. JC tells Lola, enjoy your time as champ because I'm cashing in my rematch clause and I'm going to become a three-time NXT Women's Champion. She said she lost on a technicality because, you know, of Lola and Kendall. That situation. And then the fans start booing her ass. Rightfully so. She gets, shut up! You know? And then Robbie E, he comes out, makes the match for next week for NXT Revenge Night, week 1. So that's going to be a big match along with Tony D and Ethan and Soruka and Delta, Volume 2, Electric Boogaloo, Last Woman Standing. Next 2 weeks are going to be freaking stacked. No pun intended with stacks. Ooh, they signed a contract. They're about to go at it. Someone's going through that table. You know what's going to happen. I don't think Mike can hit... I don't think Mike can hit Eddie because he loses the belt. But Cedric Alexander comes in, starts beating his ass. I can imagine, I was going to say, Leon Slater comes out, the X-Division champion. He'll defend against Cedric Alexander. Probably going to be match of the night, because those two guys can go at it. Ooh, big time super kick. Who did he knock out? Eddie Edwards got super kicked out of his fucking boots. And now Leon and Mike are beating the fuck out of Cedric. Throw him over the top rope. He gone. And now Mike and Leon looking at each other. Leon has the X-Division title and he has option C, which he could, if he wanted to, cash in on Mike Santana. It could happen. It could happen as soon as this weekend. Whoa! Leon with a dive. Oh, the ring post. Crazy fuck he is. I think we're getting a tag team match out of this. Probably will. Who knows? And Mike Santana's contract ends, I believe, this summer. So if he doesn't lose at Rebellion, he's probably going to lose it at Slammiversary. WWE is really looking into him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes right to NXT or to the main roster by SummerSlam time. So he'll be on WWE TV pretty soon. Wish we went back to AEW, but well, never. I mean, go to AEW, but I guess not. So we got all that and a whole lot more. But wild contract signing segment you know and love. It's great, but nobody went through a table this time. Just chaos. So we got that. So we're off and running on Impact Wrestling. Yep. And that's that. All right. Where did my notes go? They just fucking disappeared. That's what my notes always do. They just fucking disappear. The elephant disappeared. He just fucking disappeared. Pretty much. I gotta wait for my computer to reload. Fuck! I was just in the middle of it! So anyway, that really was near the end anyway. Alright, so yeah, next week, Lola versus JC, round 2 Electric Boogaloo for the NXT Women's Championship, and God forbid JC wins belt number 3 for the 3rd time. I think everybody and their mom will have a riot because of her reign of terror with that belt. But I think she's going to the main roster. She's going to be on Raw SmackDown after Mania. So, I don't think, there's no way she's going to win. I highly doubt it. But, anyway, Laney Reed hits her in the back. They fight. But Lola fights him off and stands tall to end the show. But all in all, I thought it was a great show for NXT this week. 7 out of 10 stars. Don't think we have the ratings come out yet for NXT. I don't even think we have it for AEW yet. Let me see. They might have came out, because usually they come out Thursday or Friday. Okay, they did come out. Let me see here. Okay, April 7th. Oh, well, it went up this week. NXT 605,000 views. That's pretty good, because the last couple weeks, they went from like 525, last week was 572. Last week was 572, so it went up pretty much 33,000 views, so 605,000 views with a 0.08 in the demo. So that's pretty good. So the demo didn't change, but the viewership went up a little bit. That's that. I don't think AEW came out yet. Excuse me. Let me see if AEW's ratings came out yet. I don't think so, but... well, last week they did 730,000. I think they did... That was last week. Yeah, last week they did 730,000 to win that week, so... They might have went down a little bit, or a lot, who knows. But I don't have it as of right now, so... probably be out tomorrow this weekend, with the AEW ratings, but... Hey, if NXT, kind of creeping back up with a decent show on Tuesday, AEW, last night, I'll do the review after Impact, right here on the channel. AEW's been putting out for the last month or two great shows, and NXT, the last few weeks have just stunk. This week wasn't that bad. So I gave NXT a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comment section. Electric Woody would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright, gonna watch the rest of Dino... I don't know what I'm talking about. Gonna watch the rest of TNA Impact Wrestling, and then we'll talk about TNA late tomorrow night, because I will be out all day tomorrow. I got things to do. So talk about TNA and Ring of Honor tomorrow night, because we gotta do predictions for Rebellion. And that's that. Now Flop Dollars here. He's gonna be taking on Nick Nemeth, who got pulled from his match against fucking MJF. Thank you, Carlos, you fucking moron. Your healing hands, my ass. He's pulling TNA wrestlers from shows that have AEW superstars on them. That's fucking stupid. He's taking a risk. You're taking a big risk, Carlos. You are fucking your company up. Just because you're a partner with WWE. I mean, really? Moron. So, that's that. I mean, that's a bad decision from Carlos, and it's gonna come back and bite him really bad in the ass. Because you got dream matches, Nick Nemeth and MJF. That went great. Moose was gonna be on the show. I don't even know who he was gonna take on, but Carlos pulled him from that event. You know, I don't know. Money, money, money. So, we got that. And we move on with that. Alright, so anyway, Flop Dollar, gonna be taking on Nick Nemeth, not Nick, I think it's Ryan Nemeth at Rebellion on Saturday. And now we have the beautiful, oh, she's so gorgeous next to Issa, the Puerto Rican princess herself, Tasha Steelz, part of Order 4. She's gonna be, she got a little problem with Jada Stone. And, see what happens with that. Now my girl Dani Luna's here. Oh, yes. This is, I think, this is before she left. I think this is before she left. Yeah, this is before she left TNA. So, it's the last actual time on TV we'll see Doomsday Dani Luna. Because her contract expired and they didn't want to renew it. So, most likely she's going to AEW. I wouldn't be surprised she goes to NXT, but I think AEW is a better for her. Has a dog collar on her. She put me in that dog collar. You know? But I digress on that. So, I don't know who Dani's taking on. I think she's taking on Jada Stone, I think. I don't know. Yeah, she is taking on Jada Stone, so. Alright, we got that. Tasha Steelz. Obviously, Tasha Steelz at ringside. Jada Stone's going to be out, so. Tasha Steelz takes on Jada Stone. So, she was actually on that documentary I was watching about OVW on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, it's called The Wrestlers. Very good documentary. 5-episode documentary about OVW, Al Snow. In the early days of Hollywood Haley J and Big Rig Betty from Women of Wrestling, Wow Women of Wrestling. So he showed them a little bit. Molly Scherer, who was a national champion at the time, then he hurt his shoulder in a match with James Storm. Cowboy James Storm, by the way. So we got that. So it's a good documentary. I highly recommend it. Before watching, any of the other documentaries, like the Vince McMahon documentary, or Unreal, or anything like that, but I like these wrestling documentaries. They're very, they're very nice, they're very evil, like Danhausen, but very interesting stuff. Especially the Vince documentary. I was like, wow, watching it. And then even watching the OVW documentary near the end, I almost shed a tear because of what was going on with Haley J and her mom, Big Rig Betty, when they just were starting in Women of Wrestling. Then they had that mega bloody hardcore match in OVW at their finale summer show that year. I think it was 23 or 24. But that was bloody, it was chaotic, and it was just like, they're just showing the upbringing of OVW under Al Snow. And, they had Haley J and her boyfriend got into a domestic violence dispute and all that other shit. Then they had, I forgot his name. It was Jack Lightning, I think it was? I think his name was Jack Lightning. Jake Lightning, something like that. He got caught with weed. And, he let the, pretty much got big trouble from Al Snow. And then, basically, you're gonna come back on a probation basis. But, so it's like, they showed that. Showed various things. OVW with a new ownership. These two idiot radio guys helping out Al Snow's promotion, and they can't even get any money. I was like, damn. It's like the rise and fall of OVW almost. Like, I think it's still around. But, you know, but an interesting documentary, not to say the least. So, watch it on Netflix if you haven't. But we got the Hogan documentary on Monday. HBK's documentary is coming out soon as well. There's probably ones I haven't watched yet, but I'm going to go watch them as best I can. And then we'll see what happens with that. And then, that's it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Going to watch the rest of Impact. Danny Nuno's beating the shit out of 110-pound Jada Stone. Damn! Woo! She broke Jada Stone in half with that apron powerbomb. Good lord! Take it easy! Why are you so crazy, Danny? Take it easy! Take it easy, tranquila! Woo! Damn! What's that? Let me say like Ron Simmons. Damn! That was a nasty pop-up. Not even a pop-up. That was a nasty apron powerbomb. Made Kevin Steen like say, hello! But I digress. Alright, 7 out of 10 stars for NXT. That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time. Peace.